Hello, my name is Cassidy Thompson, and this is my signature project 2 presentation, as a direct correlation from the signature project 1 that I've completed in a previous course. So let's get started. The topic that I will discuss with you today, or that I've researched in the past, is how absenteeism affects student academic achievement. The purpose of this presentation is to inform individuals on the importance of school attendance. This will also inform individuals of the outcomes that students will face if they choose to have chronic absences in school. In society today, this is an overall issue. Students and parents do not realize the impact that attendance has on classroom and academic success. The statement of the research problem. The problem that this study will address is poor student academic achievement due to lack of attendance in school. Being a classroom teacher, I notice that students become very overwhelmed when they attempt to make up the work that they have missed due to their absences. If a student is absent for multiple days, they are likely to miss out on critical instruction time, test reviews, exams, assignments, hands-on activities, and many more important learning opportunities. The two ways that I've gathered data is through our iNow system and our system at school. The two areas that I've discussed and that I filtered on this iNow system would be the ADA and the ADM, the average daily attendance and the average daily member. Like I said, it's pulled directly from our iNow system. This shows me the amount of absences in each group and gender. It is higher than it should be. Students were categorized by ethnicity and gender. On the right, you have the average daily attendance, the school-wide report from the 2019-2020 school year. Okay? So, if you'll go to the left, the ADA was the information that was charted on the right. This was in the original signature project 1. So the total out of all of this was 418.92 total. The African American males were around 70. I'm going to round them to 71. The African American females were around 48, 49. The white males were 136.15. The white females 126.49. Other males, which mean Hispanic, Latino, any other ethnicity other than Caucasian and African American, would be in males 15.59 and females 21.3. Looking at this data and analyzing these large numbers made this issue very apparent to me. Here's our sampling method and description. The sample in this project includes all of the third through 6th graders that attend the Carver School of Math, Science, and Technology. Students range from ages 8 to 12. ADA is higher for white Caucasian students. This sampling is done based solely on the reason of students that have failing grades due to absenteeism. To gather these samples, students will complete a survey through Google Classroom and Google Forms, asking various questions that have to do with student absences and missing out in school instruction time during school days missed. In this project, I've taken data and formulated a plan for the students that are absent during important instruction times. Instrumentation and collaborative efforts. So, on the left, you're going to see the reliability and validity. This simply explains Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, all of my students have their own code that let them join my class. In there, I have placed a Google form. They will fill out this survey and send it back to me, and I will get to view the direct results from that. Collaborative efforts within this project. So the students and the parents do have a good responsibility for making sure that the students do come to school, but then if they do not, or if they are having issues in the classroom, the teachers have a responsibility, several as well. So 1 through 4, I'm going to take a look at these with you. So these are things that I have actually had in my room, had in my teaching routine I guess as you would say, since the very beginning. So number 1, 2, and 4 go together quite closely, and then number 3 is also goes with them, but is the next step. Number 1 is keeping an attendance log. So keeping an attendance log is basically in the iNow system. You call their name, they say here, or they are absent, present, or absent. You keep a hard copy as well. So I keep a hard copy in my gradebook. Number 2, communicating with the parents, as well as this goes along with the communication logs on number 4. So if a child is absent, is becoming chronically absent, or is lacking in their grades, you need to be communicating with parents at all times. I keep those communication with parents on a communication log. On these communication logs, I date them and give a brief overview of what the conversation was about and the reason that I called or made contact with that parent. So if that doesn't work, they need something in person. Due to COVID-19, these have been limited, but we could also, if you need a conference on Zoom or on the computer virtually, that is available as well. They give us those options as well. But most of the time, we have allowed parents to come in and have a conference. One, also wearing a mask, but that is another option as well. Now, as this slide seems very lengthy, it also does have all of the steps, so that is the reason being why it is so lengthy. Also, it is the important action plan that we will take in steps 2, improving the students' absenteeism. Okay? So, the study will be over a 9-week period. If a student has an issue with being chronically absent, missing instruction time when they are not at school, or is falling behind because of an amount of time that they have been absent, the following steps will be taken. Steps 1 through 6 explain this to you. So step 1, I'm going to go over these very quickly. Step 1, the teacher will contact the parents and the students to make them aware of the issue that is taking place. Step 2, the teacher, students, and parents will discuss the side effects that are happening due to the issue of the student being absent. So basically, the side effects of it. Why are they being absent? What is happening in the classroom? What is happening at home? Things of that nature. Step 3, all participants will analyze the grades of the students and see where the student is missing out on critical instruction at school. So they're going to look at the grades. What standards did they not cover? What standards did they not master that may have not been covered in class due to them being absent? So this is an important step on the teacher's part. Step 4, the teachers and participants will develop a plan. So participants meaning the administration, the parents, the students, the counselor, other employees in the school that are familiar with this student. You don't want to get the group too big. Too many opinions can cause this process to slow down. What can the parents and students do on their part? What can the teacher do to help on her part? Okay, that is concluding step number 4. Step number 5. Students, parents, and teachers will put this plan into action. Step 6, all participants will come back after 9 weeks and analyze the improvements of this change. If the issue is still taking place, we will go to someone with higher authority for assistance. So basically all this says right here is just an outline of the things to come in the following slides. Confidentiality, and I will discuss RIB and other. Confidentiality and RIB. Here we go. So the confidentiality is on the left-hand side, our IRB is on the right. Basically what this is saying is that if a student is discussed in class, in a school setting, they are not to be talked about in class or outside of class with other individuals. This can have major consequences for the teacher, as serious as termination of their teaching certificate. This is something that I do not want to undergo myself or for any of my coworkers as well. The IRB is simply the institution review board. This is making sure that all steps that are taking place in the research are ethical. Changes to be made. This is our last and final slide. This is the overall study expectations for the student and the teacher. So the teachers will, by doing all of these steps, build relationships with the teachers, parents and students. And a student example that I did want to share, I'm not saying the specific student's name, but this young lady, she has struggled throughout our whole first 9 weeks. Her mom was contacted on week 2 after we were given a few days to observe her. She was clearly falling behind due to her lack of absence. So she was, or lack of attendance, excuse me. She was absent 3 out of 5 days a week. She had failing grades. After meeting with the mom and following the 6-step plan that our 4th grade teachers have formulated, we have seen extreme growth in her this second 9 weeks and are very proud of the success that she has obtained. So if you have any further questions, please reach out. I would love to discuss this issue with you. And if not, you have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.